On your mark. Get set.
The time
Hello.
Hey, does anybody want coffee?
Well, looky here, what do we have?
This furniture store keeps emailing me. All I wanted was one night stand.
Good morning. How are we doing today? Hopefully we're not going to have any technical issues. It looks like the mic is working. The camera is definitely working. We no longer have a black background. We've got that back, so we should be good to go. And shipwreck, what is going on? What is going on? I mean, the thing is, when people get used to something, they like to tell other people and kind of bring them into the fold. So,
Wanted, Bitly the Kid. $100,000 reward for his capture.
Well, that didn't take long, did it, Dukasoft? Good to see you. Yes, when people get into something, and not necessarily something good, then they get other people to drink the Kool-Aid. I think those groups are called cults, maybe? So, yeah, if there's a Sammy cult, I don't really want any part of it. But if Blimp can get new recruits... Yes. I think the intro commands are restricted to the users, John. But welcome in, and welcome in, Blimp. Good to see you guys. Thanks for stopping by. We were just saying that it sounds like Blimp is recruiting new people for his Sammy cult. It sounds like Fishman and Turgus are being led down a path by the leader Blimp.
Let them wear it.
3. The moose. The heavy moose that makes me sweaty Betty. What? Okay. Let's wait for the baby to finish and me to escape, because that's what I do, and then we'll do the hat change. Okay, yes, I think 3
Oh no,
is the general
Bitly the Kid
consensus.
escaped. No reward for you this time.
sorry, Dukesoft. It just wasn't to be. Okay. All right.
Hello.
Calm your bits. Time for a hat change. Here we go.
Hello. Hello.
Are you happy now? Are you all happy now with your bean sneezing and your fireworks? Is that good? Yes. We need a sweaty Betty emote. Okay. All right. I shall take that on board, Jern, and we will see what happens. Duly noted. Haven't seen that before. Yes. So when I did it originally, it was just kind of a, okay, I guess I'll switch hats over, and it was all very janky. And then I thought I would do the curtains thing. And originally I was going to have a puff of smoke like a magician, and you know, a long puff of smoke was going to be drawn out, and then I was going to be there. And then when I did the curtains thing, and then what was it that one lion suggested? He suggested a drum roll and then a cymbal. So, but for now we have the Pearl and Dean intro music that I had growing up. That they used to play before films started, because I think Pearl and Dean ran the whole adverts, commercials thing. So anyway, good to see everybody. And what's changed on stream since last time? We now have fishing on the starting scene because, you know, Berlin. I've removed the quote of the day because it just looked out of place, and I had fun trying to get it aligned, and I'm not sure anybody really liked it anyway, so that's gone. I'm probably looking for something else to add to the starting scene because it's just a bit empty now, which was part of the reason that I added the quotes in the first place. So we'll see. If anybody has any ideas for things for the starting scene, let me know. Otherwise, here we be. Can I misbehave to make Jern and Berlin work? Well, you know, there's Jern and Berlin and Dukasoft. The mighty trio are here today waving their swords. So at the risk of you getting slashed, shall we say, then yeah, there we go. More sweaty beddies on the starting soon. Okay, yeah, I mean, there's no such thing as a bad suggestion, right? No such thing, of course. Supreme Doom is in the house. How you doing, Supreme? Nice to see you. I shall respect the Duca. Well, that's a first. I mean, you guys, I don't know if you guys have beef. Speaking of which, have you watched Beef on Netflix? Beef is very interesting, about two people that get into it, shall we say. And I don't mean that in a rude way. And they start fighting, and it escalates, and it's very good if you haven't seen it. Yes, beef will actually bring out. Actually, no, beef won't bring out Porky. Pork brings out Porky because, you know, there's not much beef on pigs, from what I understand. I'm not really much into farming other than watching Clarkson's farm, but yeah, I don't think there's any beef in pigs. Boeuf, le boeuf. Yes. Okay, so that's what's happened with the stream. What has I see what Shipwreck's doing. Shipwreck is trying to cause trouble, but within the confines of the stream, so that, you know, yeah. This stream is run by streamer bots, so things break, blame Shipwreck. Okay, all right, we've already started the streamer bot bashing. That's not bad. That's almost 20 minutes in, and you did well to last as long as you did, Berlin. I'm very proud of you. Very proud. Okay. So we got the brake lights working because we had no brake lights on the car, so we made some. We made them turn on when you hit the blue patch, which I guess could be water, but we're using an oil spill. The problem we have is that the skid marks are enabled on the tyres as soon as the car hits the spill.
Got any grapes?
It's a very annoying fly. It's trying to be my nemesis today. So if you see me going like this, it's not just that I'm off the meds. It's, I mean, that too, but There is actually a fly flying around. Just a heads up. So there's Balint's favourite thing on the stream, Kotaku stories. He absolutely loves those. But then he tells me he would be more welcoming of them if they didn't distract me and I just ignored them. So I ignore them, and then he comments on them in chat, and then I see him commenting on them in chat, and then I comment on his commenting on them in chat, and it's a whole thing. It just starts a domino effect. So yes, Canu B2. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we have this oil slick, and when you go through it, it turns on the skid marks for the front and the rear wheels, which doesn't really work because, as we saw at the end of the last stream, as we go through the oil in quotes, as soon as we hit the oil, ding.
Once upon a time, Kotaku wrote a bad story, the end, and no one was surprised.
So as soon as the front wheels hit the oil slick, the skid marks come on for the rear wheels, and obviously, you know, why would there be skid marks? Or should there be skid marks? As soon as you hit the oil, you're going to start to brake, or it's going to start to skid, and there would be skid marks. So while I was going to spend some of today making it just turn on the skid marks for wheels that hit the oil, see, now the other half of me is, okay, if you hit that, you're going to slam on your brakes, and the back wheels are going to lock, and you are going to get skid marks. But on the other hand, do we want it to look like oil is being tracked from the oil slick, in which case we don't want the back wheels to start leaving skid marks until they hit the oil. Decisions. This might be the worst emote Balint has ever made. Balint destroys Kevin, but I don't. Maybe we need to do that instead. Maybe I just need to have like Jern does on his stream. I need to have viewer redemptions, where they can submit things for Kotaku stories, and then there's another redemption to make it appear with one of the stories at random. I know, Balint, but what are you going to do, huh? What are you going to do? You know, the stream starts, and before I even get to saying hello, we start getting some of the redemptions spammed. And I feel like it's Jimmy B93. How are you doing, Jimmy?
Hello.
Ooh, indeed. That is the very same Jimothy. Welcome in, Jimmy. Good to see you. It's a bit crazy today, thanks mostly to the people that I armed with swords, which is interesting. Anyway, well then, I'd sooner be fishing. Let's just fish all day. Let's spend the whole stream just fishing, shall we? See what we can catch. And it is skateboard. No, a rare jellyfish plushie. Look at that. Read 'em and weep. All right. So now I'm torn whether, because this what looks like a patch of water or puddle is going to be black and is going to be an oil slick, do we want the skid marks to come on automatically when you go through it? And I think the answer is yes, we do. Because for now, as soon as you hit the slick, it's turning on the skid marks from all four wheels. And I think I would like it to look like you're tracking the oil when you go through it. So in that case,
I did like Talia's idea with like having it be
there's
people
Instafluff,
trying to get adopted.
co-creator of the drop
Maybe
game.
It can have
He of
the
pixelplush.dev
dialogue that they're
fame.
trying to get adopted, and you're trying to pick which one, or like maybe it can be like a matchmaking of like different pixel pops and pixel.
Sorry, John, no penny or jam commands
What are we
yet.
missing? We need the footer still. Oh,
That's me.
That should have gotten you like
A gazillion points.
180,000 points for being in the air for so
One
long
Lion is in the
and
house.
still hitting the target.
Good to see you.
That was awesome.
It was. Even if I do say so myself, that archery shot was. Oh, why? That's probably the correct response. What was that clip?
What were we missing?
What's going on today?
footer still. Oh. That should have gotten you like 180,000 points.
Oh, look, we're talking
for
about me
being
again.
in the air for so long and still hitting the target. That's awesome.
Did have to put a cooldown on the ooh, ooh, ooh.
So somebody.
Hello.
Wait, what just happened?
Hello.
No, that was when Zintaus gifted me 50 subs. Wait, what? Yep, what indeed.
What?
Yep, it was a what moment.
Did you press the wrong button?
Nope, I didn't.
Did you? What? What? Zint! Zint! What are you... Zint!
Zintaus gifted me 50 gift subs. That was
That's a mistake.
insane.
There is no
That
way
was insane. And look,
that
the
you
top
just
right hand corner of that window is
50,
Balint's icon.
50
Because he got the
tier
first-
1 subs to my
That particular
community.
stream in particular.
Zin.
Got the first
Zin.
redemption.
50.
That was
Did you
insane. That
mean
was
to do
just
5? Did
what
you
an
mean
event
to
to
do
walk
1?
into. Hello, Dr.
You
Captain
did
Sir.
50
How are you
Zin
doing?
house. Zin house.
Yes, Rainbow Drop Game. I decided to splash a few coins on pixelplush.dev and got one of the, what they call the premium games. So now we have a Rainbow. Because I thought, well, you know, Rainbow is pretty good all year round, isn't it? I mean, some people have drop games, and I used to change it based on the time of year. So I'd have leaves for the autumn or for fall. You know, Pride Month, I would have something to do with rainbows, but I thought this rainbow one will do year round. I might still have like a Christmas one, but yeah, I think the rainbow's going to be rainbows for a while.
Elmo says streaming is a lot of fun. Elmo says that it's really
I remember
fun
this.
and everyone could just go, you know, kick dirt or dust. Or,
I was there.
I don't know. Elmo
I was
doesn't know
there
what
for this
Elmo
clip.
says.
Yes, that should definitely, once you get affiliated, Dr. Captain Sir, that should definitely be a redemption to have something said in Elmo's voice. Because I know, who is it you can go to? I think it's Feline Fancy. You can go to her stream and she'll do an impression as Stitch. I mean, obviously I have the TikTok TTS for Stitch, but she will actually do an impression of Stitch's voice. So let's get an SO for Feline too.
Oh, you have a very
There she
big
is.
sword.
You can actually go to Feline stream and
have a
she has
very,
redemptions
very big
because, you know,
pointy
feline as in
sword.
cat,
Oh, I'm
where
not
she
the
can
right
put on
path.
cat ears, she can put on like cat claws, and it's a whole thing. That's cool, yeah. so
Spam,
unredeemed
spam,
ammo.
glorious spam.
I keep trying to tell you, Berlin, it'll detect any more than 2 consecutive letters and it will throw the spam message, but you know. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, as they say. You can tell as many people as you like about StreamVOD, but they'll still use Sammy. Case in point. All right. So if we're going to not enable, at the moment we enable the skid marks from a box collider around the whole car, which is why as soon as it hits the puddle of oil, I'm going to make it black just because I keep forgetting that it's oil and it looks like water. Okay, so as soon as we hit this oil slick, which you can barely see, I don't
Squealer
want
bot ate my
the-
water and I fell ill and fell into a pit and Jern tickled me.
there is no response to that, so I'm not going to respond to that. I'm just going to let that hang in the air. Okay, what we want to do is have the ability to turn on the skid marks at separate times. So we want to turn on the front ones when it hits the puddle, and turn on the back ones also when it hits the puddle. We don't want to turn them both on at the same time. So we need to have a look at the car and see how best we can do that.
Once upon a time, at Irish Jongums tickled the streamer bot, and it laughed itself to death. The end. Moral of the story: be careful with your bot tickling skills.
So I think the easiest way to do this, rather than saying, okay, well, let's handle the front skid marks with colliders separate to the back ones, and it becomes a quite involved, it might be easier just to say, regardless of the speed we're going, if we just delay the skid marks coming on by 1/4 of a second, something like that, then they shouldn't come on until the back wheels hit the puddle. So let's have a look. Show code.
Basically, what you're trying to say is that you can't control it.
I'm not trying to say that. The whole bloody ship is.
It's the wild colour scheme that freaks me. I mean, when you try and operate one of these weird black controls which are labelled in black on a black background, a small black light lights up right to let you know you've done it. What is this? Some kind of intergalactic hyper...
That must mean that Tubby Crumbles is in the house. Good to see you, Chris. Welcome in. Alrighty. So, in the code, we have the skidding car. Now, we call the skidding car if we have an oil slick. So, if we hit the oil slick, it calls it. And because it's a coroutine, we can easily introduce a delay, because we already have a delay down here we can copy. So, if we have... delay until back wheels are in the oil. So if we say 0.25, no, 0.2, let's try that. Okay. Show Unity. Yes, Christabel, which apparently, according to Berlin, is what I've never, is what I call Tubby Crumbles. Okay, so let's try that now. We'll put a 0.2 second delay in.
Show baby.
I can't show baby Duke.
Wanted, Bitly the
no babies
Kid.
here.
$100,000 reward for his capture.
Okay. So that didn't quite work. So let's go back to the code, which you can't see because Ducasoft stopped you. Okay. I've increased the delay. Let's hit play. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Baby poet. Maybe that's the next thing. Baby poet redemption.
Yeah, well.
Still too soon. What is going on? Okay, let's make sure. In fact, we need to... Where do we enable the skid marks? Start skidding. Okay, so we still want to disable the player input as soon as we hit the oil. We want to enable the brake lights as soon as we hit the oil. It's the delay on the skid marks we want to add. Alright, so I've moved a line of code which you can't see because I can't automatically with voice commands change to the code thanks to somebody redeeming a baby. So let's see if this works. What I'm looking for is to drive through the oil and then the skid marks not start until the back wheels are in the oil. Okay, we're getting closer. I think if we go for 1 second, that delay.
Oh no, Bitly the kid escaped. No reward for you this time.
It is not your day for catching the baby, is it, Dukasoft? What's going on? All right, I am caffeinated. Let's go. Oh, and if anybody wants to use the streak command or the new redemption for 1 point, there we go, we're almost there. To test my new watch streak mod. There we go, 1 streams in a row. I need to fix that, that's on my list. Obviously 1 streams in a row is not amazing grammar, so yeah. It's not backdated at all, so it will be from today when it was introduced. So in theory, and we're not really going to know unless somebody misses a stream, it should reset if you're not in consecutive streams, but we'll see, because you know, Berlin, where did that come from? Twitch has its own watch streak, but it's still in testing. It's not in everybody's stream yet. It's certainly not in mine, and having my own watch streak option will allow me to do more things, like give out things if people get to a certain number of streaks. You know, if you reach a milestone number, then do this. So, you know, silly little things like, oh, some fireworks if you share your streak and it's this many, or, you know, VIP status if it's this many. Yeah, so doing some testing with that.
Get hyped for Nanzero Dev.
Nanzero Dev. I don't think he pronounces it Nanzero Dev. I think it's Nano Dev. Let's do a shout out for Nanzero Dev. Gotta wait 1 minute 57 because somebody just shouted out the inimitable newest streamer on the block, Dr. Cancer, and rightly so. Okay, so I think I'm happy with the 1 second because I think we're going to be going at different speeds. This is probably the slowest that we're going to be going before we hit this. So I don't really want to delay it any longer, or I think we're going to get to the situation where the player goes through the slick, and when they come out the other side, the skid marks might still not have started. So all right, I'm happy with that. So I didn't see there. Did the brake lights come on? Hopefully they did. One more test. And because the game is not a hyper-realistic look, I like that. I think I like how that looks like the oil is trailing. What we can do, it should be fairly simple. I was going to look for an oil spill image or a model that we could have, but I'm thinking if we kind of put a few of these together.
Can you beat to?
Thank you, Jesse. If you put a few of these circles together and maybe a kind of few remote dots as well, and we can just simulate an oil spill. And also what I wanted to do is create a prefab from the oil spill and then have 2 prefabs. One where there's a barrel that's tipped over on the left and one of a barrel that's tipped over on the right. Or we could just have one and rotate it, we'll see. But anyway, let's have a look and see what we have in the way of barrels. So if we look through BG levels, level 1, not the UI, Tomb Racing, prefabs, props. do we have any barrels? And I'm not sure we do. I mean, these say barrel. They don't really look like oil barrels, do they?
Did you know if you rearrange the letters of Dukasoft, you end up with a Fusca?
No, I did not. A Fusca. Okay, yeah. Well, thanks for that information, Dukasoft. Troll detected. I love auto modding. Auto modding at its finest. And a ban. You did do it, because I just looked up the user and it says that you deleted the message and also you banned, which is interesting. Oh, I think which is interesting because my bot also detected it. That's why it says troll detected, threat neutralized. And what it should do at that point is delete the message like you did, and it times them out because we had an issue. I think it might have been with Dr. Camser actually, where it auto banned and it was not a banning moment. So then I had to unban. So then I decided just
Poor
to make it
StreamVOD messed up again.
I decided to make it a long timeout instead, so that I can delete or I can ban them after the stream if needed. Okay, I'll look into that. Okay, so it ran bot watch. So if we look at the actions under bot watch, it should play the sound, which it did. You interfere with my mission, something like that. It should have then displayed the avatar, which I believe it did. Should have said troll username detected, which it did. Time them out for 10,800 seconds, which it did. Okay, so it's just timing them out. It is not set to delete the message. Okay, interesting. That makes sense. Wasn't auto banned, it was a timeout. Yeah. Thank you, Berlin. Bit, stop embarrassing me. Wait, who am I embarrassing? Why am I embarrassing you, shipwreck? I feel a timeout is fine. Those share ban lists can really get messy if banned by mistake. Yeah, so that was the whole idea, Dukasoft. I thought if I ban them for the duration of the stream, and then after the stream, I can actually go and see if they need banning or if the timeout can get removed. Share ban lists are dumb. You get one person that doesn't like you and you could be banned from a bunch of streams. I think they're actually a good thing. I think the people that I share ban lists with are trusty enough that they're not just going to ban somebody because they don't like them. And chances are, if they don't like them, it's for a good reason. And so I probably wouldn't like them either. So the only downside to share ban lists is, like we said, with the accidental ban, which does cause problems. I've accidentally been banned myself, and then it does follow you around like a bad smell even if you automatically get, well, if you get unbanned straight away when the streamer realizes it was a mistake, the damage is already done, unfortunately, and you've already been shared to the other people's shared ban lists. So then you have the fun of when you join other streams, they're like, wait, why does it say suspicious? What did you do? And then you have to explain the whole thing, and then they have to set you to not be suspicious anymore. And yeah, so Twitch really need to fix that. I love that they keep adding new things like the power-ups, but you know, they need to go back and fix shortcomings of things they've already implemented. Okay, so that's good. We have the oil spill. Now barrels. I think we can probably, if we go into package manager, I might have a barrel asset or two we can use. Actually, it's probably easier doing this from the browser. Show browser. Okay, go to my assets. And then in my assets, we search for barrel. Metal barrels. I don't think we need toxic goo. These are some barrels, but I don't know if they're too high def. Wooden barrels. No, not wooden. Blah, blah, blah. Metallic barrels. That might do. We don't really need 4K, but if we had this blue one here, that doesn't look too high definition, and it has black on it like it's an oil barrel. So that's a possibility. Open that in a new tab. Stylized fantasy. No. Wooden barrels. Wooden oil barrel. Something specifically called an oil barrel.
Once upon a time, at Shipwreck V7 got banned by mistake. It was a dark and stormy night, and the ban button was feeling particularly trigger happy. The end.
Particularly trigger happy. Horrible. This is why I don't do accents. Okay, so yeah, again, these are a little bit too high poly or high quality looking for what I need. PBR. What about these ones? Not really. Same kind of art style. Gas cylinder. No. Game assets. Let's have a look. Got some barrels over here. No. Shipping containers. Not quite the same as barrels. These would actually be good pipes for a game jam game, wouldn't they? Speaking of which, there are a couple of game jams coming up soon. Let's see if I can pull up the links. So the first one is the Holistic 3D Game Jam. At that URL, that starts in 11 days. And then we have not Jern Jam 1 or even Jern Jam 2, but we have...
What do you get if you cross a turkey with a ghost? A poltergeist.
Ta-da! We have Jern Jam 3, which starts a little after Penny's Jam, the Holistic 3D one. So get yourself onto both of those. Join both of those jams. There's no obligation to submit anything, but if you join, and even if you can find a team to work on, if you don't want to work solo, they're always good fun. You like me a good game jam. I'm looking forward to the next couple of months. Already have some ideas in my head about what I might want to do, or at least some assets that I can use in the jams. I just need to see if I can tailor them to the final themes. Lynn, I have no idea who these people are you're shouting out. It doesn't make me love you any less, but Barbarous King? I think Jern knows who that is because you shouted them out on Jern's stream and Jern was like, oh, I didn't know you knew them. So I'm guessing a mutual friend, but I have no idea. Yes, and I think that Balint has said that he's going to record an audio clip that says, welcome the heck on in for everybody that makes a submission to the Jern Jam, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. It's just something that I heard. It could be false news. But, you know, if he's not here to deny it, then I guess we just take it as gospel. Just saying. Anyway, barrels.
I can neither confirm or deny.
No, it said you can neither confirm nor deny, Balint, so Automatic revolving door. I mean, that's a door asset that's being revolved. I'm not sure. This is more revolving door, this one, isn't it? Okay. It's free now. Woohoo! Not barrels, though, are they? No, 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 no. Explosives, again, not really the kind of barrel I'm looking for. Blah, blah, blah. Road props. Nope. What about a barrel in this shed? Nope. What's that blue down there? What's that sneaky thing? Is that just a bucket or is that a barrel? Let's have a look. No, it's a bucket. Okay. Well, we tried. Is there a way to make Bot Gamey ignore you? I mean, Bot Gamey is not like Butt Gamey. Butt Gamey? Buttspot. I mean, Buttspot is no more, at least for now. So, what is Bot Gamey doing that you would want Bot Gamey to ignore you? Because there shouldn't be anything targeted. You just see general messages like ads are starting, ads are finishing. And then obviously does the dad jokes. Does anything connected with redemptions. So
Why do bees hum? Because they don't know the words.
True story. Putting you in generative AI stories. Ah, okay. Yeah, I can definitely add a keyword list to stop that from happening. Or you could probably just ask Balint very nicely to stop doing it, because my guess is it's probably just Balint. Did I miss one? Have we had one today, or are you just being preemptive in case that happens?
Once upon a time, Irish Jongams said something and got ignored. The end.
Dukasoft, that's exactly what he was just talking about. So, yeah, thanks for the demonstration. Okay, so if you want to send me a list of words, obviously the full Irish John Games I can put in there, but if you want to give me, just DM me a list of words that you don't want to be included. I'm guessing Jern would be in there as well, and then absolutely that will remind me to do it. I can add them in. Well, what we can do is we can maybe do something like that. If we have a blacklist of words and those words get used for the short story redemption, then instead of playing the short story, we can absolutely do a sound clip like that. It's not already a thing, but the whole short story redemption is C# code. So it's easy enough to just have a lookup list and just do something different. Yeah, you see, you built it into FexBot. I can build it into Bot Gamey. It will take me less than 15 minutes. StreamVOD can't do that. Yeah, it is actually C# code in StreamVOD, so it can actually do that. All right, one moment. I just have a IT support text from Mrs. Gamey. Okay. Mrs. Gamey doing well. Yes, she is. She just has a... In fact, the message was that her PC just locked up at work it won't even let me shut it down. So I just told her how to shut it down. Kotaku is determined to annoy Berlin today because Kotaku's like, oh, Berlin, you don't really like those stories when they keep coming up. Well, here, have another. I don't know what to tell you, Berlin. Please ignore Katuaku. Yes, you should totally do that. All right, so how are we getting on with these oil barrels? What's in this? Oh, what are you doing? Okay, Fantasy Kingdom. This is 2D stuff, so we're not going to find an oil barrel there. So next one, what's this? Low poly wasteland props. There's a barrel that might work. And also remember that we're going to be adding post-processing profiles, so the whole color or look of the game will change somewhat. So even if the colors don't exactly match, we can do some tweaking on that. VHS factory. Nope, that's a bit too neon. Don't need that. Low poly street pack. I'm sure there's a barrel in here somewhere if they put it in their meta tags. Basement and sewerage modular. Okay. And nerf streamers I follow.
Did you add the awesome pirate game dev to the ignore list for these messages? Bitkin Popolov.
Did I add the awesome pirate game dev to the ignore list for these messages? I have not changed anything yet.
Hey there, Bitgamy!
Clayman is in the house. How you doing, Clay? Good to see you. For those not familiar with Clayman, there's all the good stuff. Do the thing. You know what to do. If you're not already following.
No, absolutely not. Cry me a fucking river. Please. I'm just joking, by the way. In case it wasn't
That is
clear. Okay.
Epic Hero Game. The epic game about a hero that Clayman is creating.
At least we don't have any
that you can wishlist on Steam if you check out the verbiage in chat.
Just there.
It seems like that was a fairly old clip. Most handsome in Finland. Exactly. So, yeah. Anyway, let me see if I can dig out the clip that Ninja Gloppy is referring to, because I did in fact clip from yesterday's stream. Let's have a look. Ninja Gloppy. Videos. Videos and clips, and here it is. Okay. Make sure we got the right one. We do. Okay. Squibs! How you doing, WizKid? Alright, so yesterday Ninja Gloppy was doing one of his amazing streams where he was, you know, just playing Rocket League, as you do. And he has auto captioning on. I'm not sure what he uses for it, but he has his auto captions running. And happened to mention me, and this is what the auto captions came back with.
There you go, Bit Gamey.
Yes, you missed it.
There you go, Bit Gamey.
There you go, Bit Gamey. And when Kotaku goes back to sleep, you'll see it does in fact you'll see that it says, there you go, Big Amy. So, you know, when Clay comes in with the pirate, it sounds like I'm being called Bigamy, and now apparently I'm Big Amy. So from this day forward, Ninja Gloppy will refer to me as Big Amy. Not from Pitch Perfect. That is a different Amy. I don't want you getting us confused, okay? I'm just going to put that out there. So, yeah. Anybody wants to watch the clip? There is the clip. Okay. It could have been worse. I mean, I did say after that I have been called worse. But, yeah. Those captions create such good content unintentionally. Oh, Yoga, how you doing? Good to see you.
Big hug.
Yes, Yogurt Garrel is the first person to hug Big Amy. That's all I'm going to say, okay?
Big hug.
All right. I feel like we probably need a Big Amy redemption now. But you know who plays Fat Amy in Pitch Perfect is Rebel Wilson. And I bet Yogurt Garrel has a Rebel Wilson story. I feel like somebody has used Rebel Wilson in one of Yogurt's redemptions before, where she has to tell you how she met celebrities and how she met celebrities that know celebrities. What is that redeem say? FIFA. Huh? 2 degrees. Go on, Yogurt. Give us it in 2 degrees. And Belen, what are you talking about? What is it that redeem say? FIFA. Are you talking about the big hug? Because if you're hearing FIFA instead of big hug. FIFA? Yeah. Okay. I mean, you know, it says big hug. And clearly, you're not watching enough Teletubbies yet. So, you know, as Munchkin gets a little bit older and wants to watch Teletubbies, then yes. Yes, it is in English. Alan. Yeah. It's not FIFA. It's not the World Cup. It's nothing to do with football or soccer, as Americans like to call it. It says big hug. All right, I'm glad we got that cleared up. Okay. I met Anna Kendrick, who was in Pitch Perfect. So there you go. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Anna Kendrick. What has Anna Kendrick been in lately? Did you see that Christmas film that she was in? She was like the lead in the Christmas film, and I can't remember what it was called. I did watch the film, and it wasn't terrible. American or British? It is British, Teletubbies. Shark English. There we go. Anakin Ground Walker is my favourite Anakin. Anakin Water Walker. All right, well, just so Belen can hear it again, I'm going to hug Belen.
Big hug. Big hug.
How the heck do you get FIFA from that? I think you're just winding me up now, Belen. I think you're just mispronouncing everything. Canu B2 FIFA. I think you're just trying to slowly but surely destroy my stream. I see how it is. Bring it down from the inside. Become a mod and then, you know, wield that sword for nefarious purposes. I get it.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
True story. Okay. I'm taller than she is. I'm a shorty. How tall is Anna Kendrick then? Not that I'm saying you're short, Yogurt, but how tall is Anna Kendrick? 5'2". Okay. Anna Cook Kendrick. Who knew that Cook was her middle name? Had a supporting role in the Twilight Saga. What? What? I did not know Anna Kendrick was in the Twilight Saga. Bruce Mole, how are you doing? Welcome on in. She's definitely 5 feet, not feet. Well, you know, when they measured her for the Wikipedia article, which they probably didn't, they probably just made it up because Wikipedia can be whatever anybody wants to put in. She might have been wearing her heels. Maybe that's what it was. She's my tall. I'm 5'2", and she was in heels and the same height as me. So what you're saying is, don't believe everything you read on Tinternet. Is that what I'm hearing? Okay, that's what I'm going to take away from this. See, people also ask, these are obviously not very clever people, how tall is Anna Kendrick's weight? What? What? Most dude actors are shorter than they say. Yeah, because isn't like Tom Cruise like 3 feet or something? He's 3 feet tall, but he always says he's like 5 something. How tall is Anna Kendrick's weight? What was the answer to that one? Anna Kendrick's height is 4'9". Okay, look, 4'9". Anna Kendrick is a tiny woman. How much does Anna Kendrick weight? Perfect English. She weights 103 pounds. Yeah, how old is Anna Kendrick in Twilight? Well, until today, I didn't even know she was in Twilight. 23 when she portrayed Jessica, Bella's self-centered friend at Forks High School. It's been a long while since I watched any of the Twilight movies. Okay. So ends this Anna Kendrick portion of the stream. And Big Amy. Okay. And then back to barrels. Old game stylized props pack. This seems like there probably won't be oil barrels in this. They're more toxic goo barrels. Metallic barrels. Nope, wrong art style. Low poly world western. I'm guessing there will be wooden barrels then in a western low poly asset. Old seaport. It's probably going to be the wrong art style. Yeah. Okay, and they're wooden barrels anyway. PBR barrels. Pubber. Not the right art style. And last but not least, another PBR barrel, which is wooden. Okay. So out of all of that, we came away with one barrel. Let's open it in Unity. Show Unity. Maybe people are asking that. Who knows? What is the height of Anna Kendrick's weight? Yeah. I'd like to see the working out for that. Okay, metallic barrels, 4K. We are going to download. And somebody who I just saw go live, if you wanted to drop them a follow, is Bardaki. Working on a game called The Unwanted War.
Will go by very soon. You know, you might want to try to work on a different aspect. Have you done a lot of coding recently? Maybe look into audio. Have you done a lot of audio? Just look into some more prefabs, some world building, that sort of thing.
Okay, all good advice. And for more hot tips on game development, get yourself over to Bardaki after you have wishlisted his game, The Unwanted War. There's all the stuffs. Do the thing. Who knows? We might even see Bardaki up in Berlin's favourite section of the stream, Streams I Follow. There we go. Okay, so now we have blue barrels. We have downloaded. We need to import. And it's already in a folder called props. So once it finishes installing, that's a lot of importing just for some barrels. Don't like anything that takes attention of you, Prince Game. Well, yeah. Look, dancing chickens. So many wieners on this stream. And, yep, that was when wieners fell on my head. Yep. See, the thing is, it's not all about me, Berlin. That's why I have the streams I follow, because I want to spread the love. Okay, so they're imported. Should see them in the props folder. Barrels, metallic barrels, prefabs, 2 wheelbarrows, and 2 different skins. Apparently one doesn't want to load. So we have the unmarked one and the one with oil on. So let's drag the oil one in and see how that looks. So there's the oil slick. If we move that over here, and then we have this prefab. Okay, so we might need to look at the scale. Let's move it over by where the car is, just so that we can get the correct scale of a barrel, because that to me looks like it might be a little bit tiny, an oil barrel compared to the car. Look at the driver. I think let's try 1.5 maybe. Okay, that works better for me. So now we need to move it back. Oh, where did it go? Moved it way too far. Come back, barrel. We didn't mean it. We didn't mean to upset you. Here we go. All right, so what we're going to do is we want this barrel tipped over like it's spilled the oil. So on the Z-axis, we want the other way, so we want minus 90. I don't know, do we want the barrel? I don't know if I'm going off the barrel idea now. Because what I would have is something like a stack of barrels here, and then just one that happened to fall over and do the spill. I don't know.
Don't shoot your friends on this level.
Wise words, Shipwreck. Please don't shoot your friends on this level, or any level, to be honest. So that barrel was scale of 1.5. If we make these 1.5 too, and have them at the side of the track. I don't know how realistic this is. I'm not really up on barrels of oil that might just be standing around not being used at a racetrack. I guess we have to suspend reality a little bit. And they're probably not going to be perfect, are they? This is where we need Marcus in here. He's the king of level design. Let's do an SO for Marcus. aka Black Mage UK.
Help me, please, says the Bite Man as he won.
That's a game I believe he created on his stream, playing on his stream.
You was entered.
For those that don't know, Marcus just became a dad. He got a wee baby. So you can only imagine how busy he is with that. And he also has a relatively new job, so he's busy with that. So yeah, if you want to drop him a follow so that when you do see him streaming again, you can jump on there and watch him do a much better job of designing a level than I'm doing. I don't know, what do we think to this? Is this awful? Do we think it has legs, or should I just bin the idea of having any barrels at all and just have the oil spill on the road like it just magically appeared from somewhere? And while you ponder that question, let me see if we can make this spill a little bit more realistic looking. Okay, so we're detecting it based on the name and not the tag, which is why it's showing untagged, which means as long as we retain the name, we can actually create sub-slicks, if you will. Let's close that. So we have oil slick and then oil slick, you know, the one, still called that. And then we can resize this. Should we probably do a little bit of research at this point and have a look how oil spills might look, other than doing one puddle. I'm not going to claim to be too familiar with how they look. All right, show browser. Video game oil spill. Spilled. I'm following the development of this game on X, funnily enough. Close that. Images. So yeah, something like this where it's fairly low poly. All right, I hear the dog scratching and I need another coffee. So give me a moment and I will be right back.
So, what is money and how does it get value? Paper money has value because someone says so. Bitcoin is different. It's like digital gold. It has value for many of the reasons gold does, but that's only the start. It has a limited supply, only 21 million, so no one can decide to just print more. Because no central authority controls it, it can never be shut down. And unlike with banks and credit card companies, you don't need approval to use it. It puts the power back in all our hands. Bitcoin lets you control your finances. Kraken lets you buy Bitcoin. Kraken, see what crypto can be.
I think that's enough of that sound effect. I don't know if anybody's tried this range fiber one. Just found a box of these in the pantry. I think they are Firefighter Gamies, so we're going to try one. Just don't tell Firefighter Gamey that I'm stealing their stuff. Oh, borrowing long term, not stealing. But it's not terrible, and it probably goes well with the coffee I just got. So, okay. So we had the Instafluff shout out earlier, and I said that Instafluff co-created the drop game. Maya at the top there on streams I follow is the other co-creator. So if you want to go and drop Maya a follow or watch the stream, or just watch her on the stream in this stream, because you can do that. Plain old tray, of course. Everybody knows the wheel, man. Whee! I can't do it. All right. So, oil spillages. So we're just really going for kind of blobs, aren't we? Like a makeshift puddle, if you will. That's running Mario Kart Racing. So the track is a fairly light grey, which means the black of the puddle shows up more. I think once we get the post-processing profiles introduced, all the colours and how they interact are going to change anyway. So if the oil spill is not very obvious at the moment, once we put a post-processing profile in, it should be. So maybe we can look at that now so that we can decide on the best colours going forward. Show Unity. Okay, so what do we have as far as cameras go? We have the mini-map camera. We've got a main camera here, which is disabled. So let's go ahead and create an empty and call it cameras. Reset the transform. Put the main camera under it, and then the mini-map camera under it. Okay. So things with post-processing profiles, they work per camera. So whatever we set up on one, we need to set up on all of the cameras. Not so much the mini-map camera, although we could, but definitely the main camera, which is what gets enabled for the ghost car view, and also the camera which is built in, this camera here, the main player camera for the main car. Now, what we said we'd do on one of the streams is introduce Cinemachine, start getting the virtual cameras working. That'll help us when we do things like have instant replays where we can watch from fixed camera points, and also the cameras that are showing both cars in the split screen. However, it shouldn't affect post-processing. We should still be able to get a profile in, decide which profile we like, and then be able to copy that through the Cinemachine cameras when we get it introduced. What gamey, that was a useless drop. Let's see if I can do any better with my rainbow parachute. Possibly, potentially. Ooh, no. Okay. Alrighty. So on that note, we're going to test the main player camera to start with. I'm going to add a component. And it looks like we don't have post-processing installed. So first job will be go to the package manager, and instead of my assets we want the Unity registry, and we're going to search for post-processing. Here it is, and it says we can install it, so clearly not installed. What's that crackling noise I hear you ask? Still working through the box of Super Mario gummies, jellies, whatever you want to call them. So what I don't like about version numbers is they call it the post-processing stack V2. And what's the version number? 3. How about we call it V3 if it's version 3? Oh, I hope Balint's not around. Doesn't like Kotaku, hates it with a passion. It's not just why I'm keeping it though. Okay, So it's installed. Now if we go back to the main player camera, we should be able to see the components. So the two things we don't need debug. We need the post-process layer. And then we need post-processing volume. Okay, so the thing is about post-process volumes is they can be localized so that you can do things like, okay, we want to emphasize the sunshine when we're outside, but when we go into this dark cave, we want things to look different. So we're going to tweak the lighting separately and have a post-process zone just inside the cave. We're not doing that. We don't have to worry about different lighting in different parts of the scene. So we just want to check this is global box, and then everything we have should apply to the whole scene as viewed through this camera. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need a layer that we can add in here and use. So if we do add layer and then just call it post-processing, go back to the camera, and now we also want post-processing to be added as a layer on this camera. Currently we just have minimap view, so post-processing as well. Actually, no, that's not going to work, is it? I thought we could have multiple layers on a camera. Okay. Because we want everything, including the cameras, to show up on the minimap. However, we decided that the camera itself was not going to be on the minimap, didn't we? Because we put a panel above the car. Player car minimap, this one here. Okay, no, we took that out, didn't we? We didn't want that one in there anymore because we have this panel. This panel here, minimap player. Okay, so minimap player only on the minimap view. But then we also needed the track to be in the minimap. This is where it got a bit confusing. Okay, so just for the camera only, let me try changing it to post-processing for now. And hit play and then see what happens as far as the minimap goes. So on the minimap we can see a red panel for the car. And the panel is moving, so that's fine. Okay, so for the main player camera, you can still have a layer for post-processing. All right, so what we need to do now is find one of the volumes that we have. Did we import it yet? I actually have an asset that has some predefined volumes. So the layer that we're looking for is post-processing. Applies to the main player camera, which is correct. Canopy 2. How are your meetings going today, Berlin? No, nobody loves Mondays more than you. So hopefully you have 0 meetings today. Does that ever happen, that you have a day where you have no meetings at all? Or do you just have like meetings every single blessed day? Stupid, I have 2 more. Oh. Are they meetings about the meetings? Monday fun day. Exactly, Shipwreck. I know a lot of people despise Mondays. I know in my previous job, I used to get, as Blink calls it, the Sunday scaries. Used to pretty much ruin my Sunday because I was just thinking about going into a job that I hated on the Monday. Allegedly Fridays. Tomorrow I get my annual review. See if I receive... I'm choking on a gummy now. Allegedly Fridays. Tomorrow I get my annual review to see if I receive a merit-based raise because they don't do cost of living raises. What? I only hate Mondays from September to June. Okay, well that's a little better, Shipwreck. So July and August, we're pretty sound. What is that, like the school holidays or something? Well, I hope at your annual review they see just how valuable an employee you are, Berlin, and you are given a massive raise based on how amazing you are. And if they need somebody to validate that, have them give me a call. I'll talk to them. I'll tell them what a asset you are to the company. Okay, so the view we should see change when we select a post-process volume is this view here. So we should see things look slightly different. However, I'm not sure if I did import the asset yet. So if we go here and change it back to my assets and we search for post-process, beautify, blah, 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 blah. It's not any of these. 13 of 17. Load. Post-processing profiles. This is the one from guest. We don't have it installed yet, so we'll download it, import it. Unity package has, I hate these, package manager dependencies. Go ahead, install, upgrade. What are the dependencies it has? Let's have a look. Blah, 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 blah. Import. Let's see if this is completely going to trash the project now. That's always the fun times. No, Yogurt. No, no, Jimmy. Blint. 53%. 11 days left. I still might, hopefully not make it. Because nobody needs to see me in a Sonic onesie, right? Right. I'm glad we're all in agreement. Okay, so we downloaded it. We imported it. Where did it put it? In the project. So post-processing profiles. Here we go. So now we have all of these predefined profiles that we can load in and see how they affect the look of the game. If we bring this back over here and go back to the main player camera and shrink down the camera component, and in here where it says profile, this is where we're going to be looking through different ones. So they have different names. First one is called Aqua High, and you can see the difference it's made to how the scene looks. It's a bit dark, it's a bit gritty. So I'm just going to scroll through these. You'll see the name changing in here as I select them from the drop down that you can't actually see. Blurred high profile. Probably not go for that one. That seems like, you know, in Red Dead Redemption or something when you die kind of effect. So what you can do is, just because you have a post-process profile fixed in your game doesn't mean you can't switch them out mid-game. So if, like, when we died we wanted this blurry horror effect to come on, we could switch it across to that. I hope that wasn't a yes to people seeing me in a Sonic onesie. Yogurt. That's quite a sharp one, isn't it? Blurred low profile. Okay, let me keep a quick list of ones that we might go for. So, blurred low profile. Ooh, that's very pastel and washed out. I don't think camera one high profile is going to be a winner. I mean, for me, for the type of, or the style of game I'm going for, I want the more vibrant, the better. So there's like a black and white profile, which you could click on. Turns everything this particular camera sees in particular in the 3D scene to black and white, but as you'll see, it doesn't affect the user interface or the minimap. Clear day one. I don't get why some of these are so blurry. I mean, that's not blurry. Since we click to this, blurry. How is that clear day if you can't see hand in front of your face? So this is what I mean about going through post-process profiles can change the color of things. So look at the color of the track now. It's more like dark green, like a pool table, which means that you can probably see the oil spill. Let's go back to that. You might be able to see the oil spill clearer or not. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely see it, but it's also changed the color of that, so it's still not that obvious on the track. I have to actually change the color of the track, which should be interesting. Okay, coziness to high, coziness to low, medium. Oh my goodness, crazy high profile. Man, that would be the Don't Do Drugs Kids DLC. Low, medium. Dark. Okay, maybe if we had it turn into night when we were driving. Also need to illuminate that as well. Dark, high, low, medium.
Well, looky here, what do we have?
Horror one, high, low, low, medium, medium, high, low, medium, high. Low-mo. Try not to look at the name, because just because there's a certain name doesn't mean it won't be a good fit. Coziness 2. It's not a bad one, is it? M_coziness2 low. Okay, I think the post-process profiles that begin with M are for mobile use. Given that I want this to be multi-platform, that might be a good step to take. Movie 2. Movie 4 low. That's quite nice. The red's not as vibrant as I'd like, but the scenery is definitely popping on that one. Movie 4 low. Movie 4 low. Okay, maybe 4 low, 5. So I want the car to stay as a vibrant red, so anything that changes that, like this one, makes it look more like a, a magenta, then that's a no-no. Movie 4 high profile. Movie profile. Definitely want a blue sky as well, so needs to be bright red car and blue sky. And this grey sky. Okay, so I think we've narrowed it down to 4. 2 are for mobile, 2 are not. So what I'm going to do now is choose those 4 profiles, take a screenshot, combine them all into the same screenshot, and then see which one we like best. So the first one was blurred low profile. Blurred low profile, so this one. So let's drag this out so it takes in the full window. So M_coziness2 was the second one. Coziness2 low was this one. movie 4. movie 4 low. That's the one. And then last but not least is movie 4 high profile.
Did you know if you rearrange the letters of Shipwreck 27, you end up with 27 Sisperv?
I didn't. No, thanks for that. Movie 4 high profile is the last one. Okay, so I have 4 screenshots of the 4 different post-process profiles. I need to resize them now and make sure I crop the screenshot correctly. Okay, it's that one done. Get that you can't see what I'm doing at the moment. Just use your imagination. I'm actually cropping the 4 screenshots that I just took so I can put them all together in one screenshot so that we can see which process profile looks best on the game. So I narrowed it down to 4. I'm going to put all 4 in the same screenshot, and then we'll see how we go. So
Get hyped for an Arduino.
that one there. That one there. And last but not least, we'll grab the first one. Paste it in there. Okay, so I think in this tool that I use, there is an align. Let's have a look. Edit, align. Okay, it's not letting me choose it. Of course it's not. Okay, so manually move that across. Manually move that one. Move that over. Move that up. Okay, so I think we're pretty much there. Take that across. Take that across. Okay, so if I do file, save as, and then save it as post profiles K, can you beat you? Put them in downloads, save that. I should be able to pull this up in the browser, all being well, so keep everything crossed. Back to the browser. Nope, that didn't work. Of course it didn't work. Let's try it again. Copy it from there. Remember when there just used to be a file open option in the browser? That was great then, wasn't it? You could just open any file and it just opens it in the browser. Let me just try dragging and dropping it. Drag and drop. Okay, here we go. Show browser. All right, so these are the 4 post-processing profile. Oh, four. Let's get them on screen, I suppose. That's the 4. So first one we had was blurred low profile. Next was M coziness 2 low, M movie 4 low, and movie 4 high profile. So what do we think? Let's have a look. I think the sky looks best in 3 and 4. But the car looks best in 2. I think the scenery pops the most, the environment in 2. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking 2. See what else we can look at. I think the top one is the first one to go because everything seems like it has a grey sheen. I mean, if you look at the track in the first one compared to the second one, everything's kind of grey. The walls are grey. Yeah, outside of the track is grey. The track is grey. The wheels are grey. Nothing really pops. So I'm going to say no to that one. Which leaves us with 2, 3, and 4. I'm not sure about the track colour in 2, but I like everything else about 2. I like the car colour, the sky's good, the scenery pops. Let's try show Unity. Let's change it to M coziness 2 low. Let's see how that looks when we play the game. Yeah, it looks alright. I think the track colour is alright. I think the colours pop out okay. Grandma Funk. Yeah, I think this looks alright. So at least for now, I'm going to go with this post-process profile. I'm not sure about the colour. I remember having all this white at the back. What is that highlighting? Oh, it's just like the white. Okay, that's fine. That looks alright. And let me just test that oil slick again with the tyres tracking the oil. Yeah, like that. Okay, so now I need to decide if we're going to have the barrels or not, because it's time to create the prefabs. I think I kind of like the barrels now. I mean, this doesn't necessarily have to be exactly on the angle. We could rotate it somewhat. Maybe you away from the player. No, it's a side project, Toby. I'm going to be working on Penny's Jam when it starts. I'm going to be working on the Jern Jam, but no, this is hopefully going to be a game I can release. This is for the $1 million. I mean, you joke, Berlin, but you know what? It's not going to make quite as much as Chris and Tony's game, but you know what? It'll make a little bit for me. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So, yeah, what I'm hoping is, I don't know how much you caught from previous streams, Chris, but the plan is only the first level is going to be the racing game, but all the levels are going to follow the same core mechanic where you do the first lap and set the position for the ghost car doing the second lap, and then on your second lap you race the ghost car, so you're pretty much racing against yourself in the first lap you did. So the first level is going to be racing cars, second level is going to be like horse racing, third level, I mean, future levels can be like skateboarding, ice skating, just anything really where you can competitively race against yourself. And then obviously the scenery will be set accordingly. So what I'm thinking is get it onto Steam ASAP, maybe as soon as I've got the first level, and then let people download it and play it for free, and then start working on the other levels after that. And then it'll mostly be scene building because, you know, the core mechanic will be there. It's just a matter of tweaking everything for cars or horses or whatever. But yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, we won't be going with that hashtag, Berlin. We'll be going with the one where it's spelled correctly. All right, so I think for now we're going to keep this post-process profile. I don't think any post-processing profile is going to get it to look as sweet as one of Toby Crumble's games, especially since he's working on an amazing racing game at the moment. But do you know what? I'm going to do the best that I can. So we'll see how it goes. All right. So we're going to keep the barrels. Let's create a prefab from the barrels and the oil that we have, and then see how it looks when it's just rotated in the other direction. Because I'm just thinking, yeah, we're going to have different points around the track that we can randomly enable these prefabs in. So the oil won't be in the same place every race. So we just need specific points on the track that we can enable or disable oil spills at random. So sometimes if there's, say, 10 spills around the track, sometimes you just get 5 lit up, but it'll just be random. So, you know, it's going to be 50-50. Sometimes you might get all of them lit up. But we need to decide, depending on which side of the track it is, whether to rotate the prefab or not. Actually, we're not instantiating the prefab, are we? We're just enabling them, so that can be determined when we place them. Okay, that's fine. Alrighty, so we've got 2 barrels. Put the barrels at the end. So where are the other barrels? 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. So we've got those 4, these 2. Okay, so if the oil is spilled out from this barrel, which is how it's meant to look, then the big spill is likely going to be What's it going to pull at the end, isn't it? It's going to spill out in a small... I was thinking about like oil spots, but really there wouldn't be any remote spots, would there? If it's supposedly spilled out of this barrel, it would just be all in one big puddle. So I want it to have like a couple of overspill areas, but not so that it looks too manually created. That looks when we drive over it. I think we also need to change the camera angle. Again, we're going to have a Cine Machine session where we set up the cameras properly. So okay, I'm happy with that. All right. Okay, so what we need to do now is to turn all of this into a prefab. So if we create an empty slip, prefab for now, reset the position, take all of the oil slicks and all of the barrels and put them under there. Say something funny on demand. Sammy board is the future. If anybody wants to improve their stream, use Sammy. I'm sorry, I can't say it with a straight face. I tried. Can we time out Berlin? I mean, I could, but you know, Berlin is suffering enough today with his 57 meetings and the fact that he has to use SAMI boards, so let's not make him suffer anymore. Okay. So now we need to drag this into our prefabs folder called BG Prefabs. Blah, blah, blah. Oil slick prefab. There we go. So now that's a prefab we can drag into the scene whenever we need to replicate this. I quite like the idea of having one of the spills fairly early on. So you have to, before you even started going too fast, you have to steer out the way of it, but maybe not quite this close. So what we need is looking at scripts whatever at the moment, audio manager and sound. So let me close out Visual Studio, take the player controller and the UI controller, put those into the scripts folder where they belong. And also, I think we're going to have, should call it Scene Manager, Environment Manager. I'm going to go with Scene Manager. Create empty. Scene Manager. Reset. Now this is going to be all things that happen in the scene, like placing or enabling or disabling these oil slicks. So we're going to add a new script and we're going to call it Scene Manager. Scene Manager does not contain a definition for load scene. Okay, so I guess we're conflicting with something else. Oh, Scene Manager, we shouldn't use that, should we? No, because that's reserved. You should have told me, Unity. Alright, so remove that component, go back into the project. We will go to the script we just created, and we won't call it Scene Manager, we'll have Scene Controller. And then when we open it up, we need to call it Scene Controller. Save it. Oh, Bardaki gave us a shout out. We already shouted out Bardi, so we probably can't give him another one at this point. But let's see if the streams I follow top stream becomes Bardaki or not. Nope. Unless Bardaki has turned into that violin chip. I don't think so. Which is not beyond the realms of possibility. I just don't think it's very probable. V tries to chat. How the devil are you, V? Good to see you. Hope your Monday is going well. Okay, so if we go back to Scene Manager and add the new script that we just created, now called Scene Controller, open that up. And then once it opens up, we can show code. Here we go. Opens with a default script. Get rid of the comments. What we need is a public reference to a game object array. We're going to call it oil spill prefabs. And then what we need to do in the start method, Oh yeah, cheddar bunny sneaker, you shipwreck. What are cheddar bunnies? Are they like goldfish? Are they like crackers? Not familiar with cheddar bunnies. Okay, so what we need to do here is randomly enable oil spills from array. You think so? Okay. Yeah, I can't remember what I got recently. Goldfish is obviously the branded ones, but they do one in Dollar Tree, like a generic version. I can't remember what shapes they were, but they were just as good as the goldfish. Alrighty, we're going to randomly enable oil spills from array. So, show Unity. So what we're going to do, let's say we have, let's save the script. And then we should see this scene controller script update here. Okay, so oil spill prefabs. We're going to say we want to have 10 slots. So 10 of them. And then we have, let's put them in a folder. And I'm just going to put it wheel slick placements. Reset the position. Put one in there. And we actually need 10 of these to go in the slots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So nothing through 9. It's 10 of them. And then if we go to the scene manager and lock it in place, and then take those 10 and put them across into there or into there. Okay, do that again. Drag them across into there. There we go. All right, so now we have a public reference to the 10 oil slicks that we're going to place around the track, but we're not initially going to place them around the track because it's going to be easier to see if the enabling and disabling is working if they're all in one area, other than obviously seeing them set to enable or not in the hierarchy. Okay, so we have 1, why is it not selecting them? Is it not showing me the gizmo? That's weird. That's set to 0. Hang on. It's weird. If I select the start finish line, it shows me the gizmos so I can move it. If I select one of the prefabs, it doesn't. How odd. Oh, there it is. Why is it putting them right over there for some reason? What? Makes no sense. So they're all at world position 0, 0, 0. They're in a folder, or a parent object, which is also zeros. And yet, for some bizarre reason, the movement handles are all the way down here. What? It's so strange. Well, this is going to make positioning them very challenging. Wow, okay. We'll do what we've got to do and position them from this handle over here. So we have, can we just put them 10 apart? Will that work? Can be even less than that, can't it? Let's have a look. 5 will work. Okay, so we go so it'll be 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Okay. So all of those evenly spaced. Now we have them dragged into the array. Show code. Now we need to do a for each. For each barrel. Oh, one lion gave us a shout. Let's have a look. Are we going to see one lion on the top stream I follow? Possibly. Potentially. Oh, and I'm sure that wasn't you, Dukasoff, was it? Percent streamer 1%. Sorry, Dukasoff, we tried. Alright, so oil spill prefabs is the array that we're looking through. I'm going to say for each, I can just say barrel. No, Dukasoff. No, nobody wants to see me in a onesie. 57%. There's no way in 11 days left. Even if I streamed every day, I don't think we're going to hit the target, which would be a terrible, crying shame. It would be so awful. But it's just something I would have to live with. Okay. All right. Type and identifier both required in for each statement. For each game object barrel in oil prefabs, we want to say barrel dot active in hierarchy false equals false. No, just want to do that.
Well, looky here, what do we have?
Cannot be assigned to, it's read only. Okay. Why can't we say enable then? Saying game object dot local active state of this game object, also read only. Set active activates, deactivates the game object depending on the given true or false value. That's what we need. Not set active False. We can get there in the end. Okay, so what we want it to do is make sure it's running through the whole array and is disabling all of the objects. So show Unity. It's because it loves you so much, Berlin. That's why. If 1Z is off the table, how about a 2Z? Yeah, I mean, if we don't meet the goal, I don't know if it's possible to extend it or not. Berlin might know because he does the challenges all the time, but, you know, he is a partner and has a gazillion viewers each stream, so he puts like a bazillion points on his and gets it. So I don't know if he's ever had to extend one, but if you can extend it, I'll extend it. But if you can't, then I might also have another look at TD. What are you doing? Terrier Darts, welcome in. If we can't extend it, then I might look at doing a Streamiversary stream again. I never did have that, and then I ended up going back to the homeland for 3 weeks, and then it never happened, so we shall see. No you, TD. I think this is the clip where...
Right, so we do add points.
Yeah, scares me at the end by talking.
First, so, doesn't matter where they come from. If they're first, they're first. Doesn't matter on Twitch or on YouTube.
All right. Yeah, so TD, we were talking about the streaking yesterday. I did put the extensions version in, and hopefully it's working okay. Watched 1 streams in a row. So other than fixing that grammar, so it says 1 stream in a row, or even something not as terribly worded as that, it should work, hopefully. We'll see tomorrow when hopefully it'll say, or Wednesday when it says watch 2 streams in a row. But we shall see. Maybe not. Maybe it won't work at all. Okay. Now, am I the only one that hears the Discord noise, or are you hearing it too? Because I really don't know why I'm hearing it. I don't have the Discord app open. I don't have Discord open in
has
any
watched
tabs.
1 baby in a row.
No, that just sounds wrong. Watch 1 baby in a row. No, I don't think so. Watch 1 streams in a row. There we go. So the way the way that it works is that I'm probably going to take away the streak command. Because not everybody wants people to know. Actually, that's what I'd like ideally is to somehow update the text on the redemption itself to show you what you personally have as your streak, and so that then if you want to redeem the redemption, that makes no sense, if you want to use the redemption to then send a message to chat, say, hey look, I've got this many streaks, then you can do that. We'll see. I haven't actually got to that point yet since I only put it in yesterday. You know, TD's already disappeared, so it's not like we can have a meaningful discussion about it. He comes in and says hi, gets his shout out, and he's gone. We all know streamers like that, right? We do. I'm not going to name any more because I only want to embarrass TD. Okay. Why did we watch Finite Singularity earlier and now suddenly has a warning on his stream? How does that work? What's going on there? Was you asking me a question? Well, you know the best way to know if I was asking you a question, TD, would be to be here. Yeah? That would be a good way to know, right? Yeah. But I was mostly saying that I've implemented the streak extension from the extensions wiki. And currently I do have streak as a command. Why not just raid it out? But that, even though it's tiny, I can't really see it. That where it says just 1 second, is that not the mature stream warning? I don't know, I can't really read it on the size screen that I've got here. But yeah, that might be why, because I'm pretty sure he came up earlier. There you go, 1 streams in a row. So I'll either put parentheses around the S of streams, or I'm itchy today. I'm itchy arm, look. Let's see, can you even see it? Probably not. No, I don't think it'll show on the camera, but look, there it is, just there. Mosquito bite. It does look like it, yeah. We'll see. If it happens again in future, then I'll have to take him off of the rotation list. But there's the amazing roaring 1-1 lion. Hopefully everybody's following 1-1 lion. Has him open on another tab so that you can play his archery game with 1 single channel point. It's a lot of fun. Alrighty, so where did we get to? We got to about to hit play and see if all of these oil slick placements get disabled, because that's what we just hopefully did in script. So we'll hit play, see if all these oil slicks get grayed out, and they did. They're all disabled, which is perfect, just what we needed. So now if we show code, instead of setting them all to false, what we want to do is take each one in turn. So for each, what for each does is it loops through this oil spill prefabs array that we set up, which is the 10 oil spill objects in the scene. And for testing, we just set each one to false. But what we want to do now is we want to have a 50-50 chance of the barrel showing. Okay, so how do we do that? We're going to say if random dot range, if random dot range, we're going to use not floats, we're going to use ints because we need whole numbers, and floats are max inclusive, so ints must be max exclusive. So we want a number between 0 and 2, which will create a 0 or a 1 because we just said it's exclusive. And we're going to say if random.range equals 0, then disable the barrel, else enable the barrel. So that should give us a random turning on or turning off of the barrels for each barrel it cycles through. Could be worse, you could be using Streamlabs, Stream Elements, and FexBot. True, luckily I don't use any of those, but TD. That crappy Sally. Yeah, Sally, Sammy, I don't know. One of those things. Sally board, that's it. Okay, so now we're going to test this code a few times just to make sure it does do things randomly. Show Unity. All right, so can we get an aerial shot of these? Yes, we can. All right, so these are our 10 oil slicks, which will be placed around the track. We just want to see now when we hit play, if these get randomly enabled and disabled, and they don't just enable or disable the same ones every time. So hit play, hit pause. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 enabled and 3 disabled. Let's try it again. There we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 enabled and 6 disabled. So it works. Now, here's a potential problem. What happens if, by law of averages, it says, okay, we're going to disable 9 and just have 1 oil slick on? That's not going to give much of a challenge, is it?
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying,
Get hyped for Arduino.
Indeed, you should get hyped for Nerduino. Did we give Nerduino an SO today? I'm not sure we did.
But they don't have a lot of vertical. Like, my understanding is 1 or 2 of them has like 4 seconds of vertical thrust time, right?
Yeah.
Real quick, this is what I was asking Tori. A horizontal rocket engine test is when you have a huge reaction mass and you horizontally mount that rocket engine up against that mass and you fire it and you measure thrust and pressures and flow rates.
It was great,
and all that
thanks,
kind of
Insane
stuff.
Jellyfish, yeah.
A vertical test is when you hang the engine from your reaction
So
mass
everything
like this,
space related, head on over to the stream that is hosted by a former NASA scientist. Okay, now we just need to do a check whether my SO command does a fancy pants shout out as well, because it says Nerduino added to upcoming shout out for 45 seconds from now. So by the time we've watched that clip, by the time I've waffled for a little bit, we're going to see whether we managed to get, there it is, the fancy pants shout out. So while it might not seem when you use the SO command mods like it's doing the SO, if it's too soon to do it, then it will put a message in chat like it did for Nerduino, and then however long it says later, you should see the SO go through. So there we go. That's the test I needed. All right. So now we can enable and disable these, but how do we get it so that we possibly have at least 5 of them enabled? Is 50-50, do we want to weight this? Do we want to say, okay, it's more likely that a barrel will be enabled than disabled, rather than having it 50-50? So if we like generate a number between 1 and 3, do we want to say, okay, if it's 1 and 2, then it's enabled. If it's 3, then it's disabled, so that it weights in the favor of enabling a barrel. It's a good question, Lee. Thank you, Lee. I'm glad you asked it. Oh, you're welcome, Lee, anytime. Okay, so I am going to ponder that while I grab another coffee, and I will be right back. Alrighty, Dr. Camser, good to see you. Enjoy errand running. Maybe catch you later. Okay. So, yes, I've decided we're not going to generate a number and disable a barrel on a 50-50 scale. It's going to be more weighted towards it being enabled than disabled. So if we show code, so instead of generating a number from 0 to 1, because it excludes the last number, we're going to do 0 to 3. Oh, 3. So if the random number equals 0, then do that. Otherwise, so what it's saying is, the number is 0. Well, so if you put in a couple of slashes to make it a comment, if number is 0, do this. If number is 1 or 2, do this. So now there's a 33% chance it'll disable the barrel, but a 66% chance that it will enable it. So if we save that and show Unity, what we should see now every single time is more barrels enabled than disabled. So let's give it a try. Play. One, two, three, 4, 5. Well, half of them. 5 are enabled. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I never want to see less than 5. And we haven't so far. Okay, there's only 2 disabled there, which is good. One, 2, 3 disabled, so that's 7 enabled. And then one last try. Okay, only 2 disabled. Good. All right, so mostly, and also includes 50%, but mostly we should now see most of the slicks enabled. So now we need to place them around the track. And then when the game starts, we know they're going to be enabled or disabled, depending on the script. So the fog has been turned off, so we can see this is the track. So now we need to decide where we're putting oil slicks. So we'll leave the first one where it is. The second one, just make sure which direction we're heading. So we're heading upwards. So we've got 10 places we can put them. Oh, let's try dragging the slick instead of the car. So we come down here, we come around the first bend, and maybe we have a slick. Just here. You should be coming around the bend and taking the outside track anyway, so that should be okay. And then the next one. There, we need to zoom in and fix the exact placement, but we're just putting them in there. approximate positions for now. Maybe we don't even need 10 based on the size of the track. But also, remember, they're not necessarily all going to be enabled, although they could be. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. And 9. Okay, so now we need to zoom in and just fix them up. So that's the first one, which we said could probably, well, let's go to the next one in line first. It's here. We need to rotate that. Nano Dev is in the house. How are you? Good to see you. SO going for Nano Dev.
There is a light and darkness system, but just to demonstrate, so we got 4 main ingredients here. We got the eyes of newt, crow's feet, worms, and blood. So this is our game, and it is what we brew in the shadows, being made for the Pirate Software the Pirate Software Game Jam 15. What we brew in the shadows.
How is that going, Nano Dev? How's the jamming going? I know you said you planned on not using the whole... Is it 2 weeks they give you? I think you said you were going to try and see if you could do it within a week. If you have any links, that you want to put in chat for your jam game, or let us know how it's going, go ahead and spill the tea. Show us how you're getting on. It's going okay. Ended up not working on it for the weekend. So, yeah, well, that's what I like. Not that you didn't work on it for the weekend, but that's what I like about having extended times for game jams. You know, if it's like a 48-hour jam, you can't really say, oh, well, I didn't get time to work on it this weekend, because the jam will be over. So I like at least having a week, if not 2 weeks, to work on it. Because although you're not spending time probably every single day working on it, it gives you time to work on it when you get a chance. And if anybody wanted to use the redemption for changing my hat to a different hat, because I'm a bit of a sweaty Betty in this one, it's very hot and it's very heavy, and I just feel like I could nod off. Feel free to use the change hat redemption if you so wish. Alright, Nano Dev, pick a number, any number, between 1 and 6, because the mods usually pick 3 and then carry on with 3. Okay, we're going for green Minecraft hat, which I haven't seen in a while, but I know is down here somewhere. Uh-oh, he says. Uh-oh. Oh, never mind, not uh-oh. Okay, so what we do now, thank you for that, Nano Dev, is we do the magic hat change. Just by magic. Are you ready? Are you ready for a touch of magic? I'm sorry, Dukasoft, I know you like the moose, but the moose is going to have a rest and give my head a break. So here we go. magic. I mean, where else do you get game
Wanted,
dev
Bitly
and
the
magic?
Kid. $100,000
same
reward
strip?
for his capture.
Microsoft. Papa, you make me baby. Me be baby now. Baby with a Minecraft hat. Okay. Alright, well thank you again, NanoDev, for sparing my follicles and for letting me put on a cap which doesn't make me quite so much a sweaty Betty. Okay. Alright. So, where were we? Now I can concentrate. Now my head can breathe a little. Okay, so the oil spills that we placed that may or may not get enabled for the game, we have placed approximately. Now we need to fix them up so they are in the correct position and rotation. So look up here. Maybe put some rotation on this one? No? Okay, that didn't quite work. I see we're going to have problems because of the anchor handles that we saw earlier. So what we can do is maybe do some movement instead of rotation. Move it back a bit on the X. There we go. Not too shabby. That one looks okay. Alright, now we go to the next one. This one here. And again, I think if we just move it slightly back. There. That works. Okay, and then the next one.
Oh no, Bitly the Kid escaped. No reward for you this time.
Dukasoft, it is not your day today, is it? For catching the baby. I don't know, those 100,000 smackaroonies just do not want to land in your wallet today. Okay, so let's see where we can move this one back to. Let's put it over here. Let's put it over here. Maybe there. Okay, and then the next one. So this is where it all gets weird, because it does a rotation based on. It's ridiculous. Okay. We do change that back to 0. Do move, rotate, pivot. Obviously, it's part of a prefab instance, and Unity doesn't allow to modify a pivot through a prefab instance. But you can open the prefab and modify. No, I'm not messing around with that. Okay. See, like, it puts the center of it there. It's ridiculous. Alright, so we're going to move it not like that. We're not doing rotation. Let's change the position. Okay, so we're going to bring it down here, bring it over here.
Why does it take longer to get from first to second base than it does to get from second to third base? Because there's a shortstop in between.
Yeah. Okay, so moving swiftly on. I'm going to look at the next one, which is over here. All right, so we're done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 left to go. Let's bring this one across there, down here, so it's just as you come out of the bend. Okay, it works. So maybe we need a squealing tires or skidding sound when we go through the oil slicks. Maybe we'll do that next. Okay, and then last but not least, this one here on the final stretch. Well, Firefighter Gamey just sent a message saying that she saved a couple of huskies off the highway. Here we go. There's responder. Okay, so that is all the oil slicks, 10 of them, placed around the track. Just hit play again. Make sure that most of them, at least 50%, get enabled. Yep, so only 1, 2 are disabled. Try it again. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Good, good. So what we'll do now, we'll hit play. In fact, no, let's get a, see if we can get a skidding sound. Show browser. Okay, so freesound.org and log in. Come on, I thought we were logged in. Okay. Skidding. Going for CC0. Well, that is weird. Thank you for that follow. Appreciate it. Heading ever closer to my follower goal. All right, indoor go-kart. No. What about if we sort, instead of by relevance, we sort by shortest first, because we don't want a long skidding sound, do we? Looped skidding. No, we want tyre skidding. Auto car or van stop. Nope. Airplane tyre. Bike skid. Oh, sorry about that. A bit loud. Watch those waveforms. Miles Moss cartoon quick ratchet or skid. Nope. Horrible. Car peels off. Well, part of that might work. Have we had it from, say, here onwards. Let's put that in a new tab. Try this one. Nope. Foot skid, no. Crazy distorted car skids. No, it's too much noise. Old auto tire skid. Yep, too muffled. Car park skidding corner. Car dirt skid hits metal rail. What? Nope. Classic car crash with engine noise. The engine of a skid loader. Sneaker squeak. Skid crash. Van in, skid out. Old auto in, skid to stop.
FX1, take 8.
Car skids on its belly on cement. It's quite specific.
1106, take 22.
Squeaks made with a thermal sled. Composition sound effects at the ending of production. That might work if we take a section out of that. Crutches falling and skidding downstairs. Props land with skid. Bottle cap skidding. Section might work.
Well, looky here, what do we have?
Alright, last page. G2614 car crashing into mailbox.
Number 14.
No, too noisy. 2 jets land. More skid loader, sneaker. Just some random skate sounds. No. Go-kart racing. Look at that waveform. That's going to blow your ears off if I play that, so I'm not even playing it. Renault 19 under hood acceleration. So there's not even any skidding. Start engine, tyre skid. Rubber skid. Nope, that's horrible. Skyline int drive skids. Rubber friction. Karting, indoor go-kart, jackhammer. Okay. So we're left with 1, 2, and 3. So we might be able to take this middle section out here. So take this piece out here. Actually, that might work well if we just clip out that section. Let's try that. Okay, so this one, I'll go over to my other browser window, which is logged in. Free sound. Load sound. Alright, so I'm going to load that sound into Camtasia. I also have Audacity, but I'm more familiar with Camtasia when it comes to clipping and fading. So we'll load in to Camtasia the sound effect we just got. So just bear with me. Import media, import that sound. I'm going to drag it into the timeline. And then we're going to hit play and then make sure we've got the right chunk that we need. Okay, so we need to back it up and ripple delete. And then after it, we need to also ripple delete. That gives us a 1 second clip that sounds like this. So now what we need to do is clean it up. So let's see how it starts. Okay, so we need a fade out. Audio effects fade out. Put that on. See how that sounds. Okay, I think we need a fade in as well, but probably not over such a long duration. So we'll fade in, drag that back, hit play. Okay, at some point we will get some professional audio in here, but for now, like the dings for the start of the race, this is going to be a placeholder, just so when it does come time to put the final sound effects in, we know exactly where they need to be and what they need to sound similar to. So if we do export audio only, we're going to export it to a WAV file. We're going to call it skid sound 1, and we're going to put it into, make sure we get it in the right folder. So G, Unity projects, can you beat you, assets, BG audio, save. Okay. Show Unity. Okay, so what we can do is if we go back to the audio manager and we extend the array to be 3 slots, and then we look in the BG audio folder. Here's the skid sound that we just got. Put it in here. Call it skidding. On volume of 1, pitch of 1. We don't want it to loop. We don't want to play on awake as soon as the game starts. So we will need is we'll need to go into the player controller and put the call in so that it calls it when we hit an oil slick. So if we look at the player controller, show code.
I can't hear you!
Good dog.
No, no, Dugasoff, not good dog. Not barking at, well, I guess barking at random strangers. Yeah, that's probably what dogs should do. But yeah, that's the 2 Amazon packages we were expecting today. So, good-o. All right. So now in this code, we need to decide where we were skidding. I don't think in the end we even used the is skidding boolean, did we? Is skidding is true, is skidding is false. I mean, we can leave it in there for now, but really it's not doing a lot. But start skidding. We do the time marks and everything and all the good stuffs. And we can just put it in here. Just called it skidding, did we not? Let's have a look. Audio manager. Yes, just skidding. So we'll check it. See if it's the volume is good or if it's way too loud. In fact, I'm already thinking I'm going to turn it down. Show Unity. So this volume is at 1. I'm going to put it at 0.5. And let's give it a try. Well, the problem is it didn't just play at 1 and done. It kept playing it because of where we have it in the code, I believe. Show code. Okay, so skidding car. We disabled the player input, enabled the brake lights. And when did we call this? Only when we had an on trigger enter. Maybe we need to have the sound not inside the coroutine, but before it calls it.
Well, looky here, what do we have?
Instead of being in here, we have it before start skidding. Let's try that. Show Unity. Detecting multiple collisions, so it's doing it multiple times. Where we can double check that is skidding car, start skidding. We put it up here. Let's try that. Okay, I just moved it in the code, but because I don't want to keep jumping back and forward. Let's try it, see if this is any different. It seems to be doing it more than once. Okay, so show code. So it prints oil, and then it should play the skidding sound. So it prints oil 18 times, so it's detecting multiple collisions. So this is where we could use the is skidding boolean. So So when we jump into this, we're saying is skidding is true. So here we can say if you collide with the oil slick, we want to say if we're not skidding already, then do this. Because the first time we go through this, we're not skidding. And it'll jump down here and say, okay, now we are skidding. And then after the 2 seconds, it calls stop skidding, and that should stop the noise. Okay. Let's try that. Show Unity. Don't know. Still doing multiple. Let's have a look. Do we get multiple oils? Oil 16. Okay. Show code. So we hit the oil slick only if is skidding is false. If we're not skidding already, print oil, call that, do that. So stop skidding. Let's comment that out for now. Try it again. So once we start skidding, it leaves the Boolean set for the duration. See if that makes a difference. If it does make a difference, then we're not leaving it long enough before we turn off skidding. Of course, one of the ones it disabled now was the one that was in front of us, because they're random. Let's keep going until we hit another one. Let's have a look. Where's the next oil slick? There it is. Oil, still doing it. So weird. So we look at the car, the player controller script. Oh, I've set the Boolean to private so we can't see it. Hang on. Serialize field. Okay. His skidding is on. Okay. So initially, is skidding. Let's take this out. All right, so initially, if we're not skidding, so when we go into the first skid, if we're not skidding, I think this is where we need to set the Boolean. So is skidding is true. So if not skidding, then start to skid and say is skidding is true. Show Unity. It's not showing again, is it? So we have to wait till we get around to the next spill. Yes.
Welcome, friends. I've been expecting you.
Excellent. What? What? Not a Bardaki raid? What in the world? How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. I think we need all the hype for that one.
I'm actually impressed. There's balls now? Like dangling from the under... No, never mind.
Bardy with his dangling.
Fucking hell. Well, also welcome in. Good evening. My name is, in fact, Funky Rigid Body.
What?
Do I want to...
Your name is Funky Rigid Body. Is that just on weekends, or is that just your clubbing name? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for the raid and bringing your peeps across. How are you doing today? How did the stream go? I saw that you went live. I wasn't able, unfortunately, to attend said stream today, but we did give you all the shouts earlier and told everybody to go and wishlist the amazing The Unwanted War on Steam, because, you know, we need to show the Bardi some love. So how did it go? What did you do today? Implemented an entire weather system, except the visuals for the player. How do you implement a weather system without visuals? How does that work? You just like heard the rain? You heard the thunder? When you say you implemented an entire weather system, was that with a pre-built asset, which is usually what I like to use from the store, or did you create something from scratch? Has effects on the units. Ah, so is that effects like vehicles sliding around if it's raining, that kind of thing, or getting stuck in the mud, that kind of thing? Get into my systems. Sounds pretty cool. Might have to go back and watch that VOD. And so you don't have to go back and watch VODs. You can watch Bardaki live by just following him and making sure you have those notifications on, so you know when he goes live. So you don't have to go back and watch the VODs. You can watch it as it happens. No sliding, but limited vision and attack range. Ooh, very nice. Okay, Berlin. It's okay. It's all right. Breathe, Berlin. Breathe. It's just a Kotaku story. It's fine. Okay. So welcome in, everybody. Thanks again for the raid, buddy. For those that don't know me, I am Bit Gamey, aka Lee, and I work on this game called Can You Beat You, where you race around a track for the first lap, and then the second lap you race around, the ghost car appears and does the exact same positions that your first lap did. So you're effectively racing against yourself. So the first level is going to be race cars, and then we're going to do all kinds of fun stuff like horse racing. We're going to have skateboards, whatever we can think of that you can race against somebody else, we're going to throw it in. Probably not vehicles that Bardi has in his game. I don't think there's going to be much tank racing. Actually, now I think about it, there could be planes. You could have an aerial level, couldn't you? I didn't think about that. Yeah. Nice. Oh, look, we've got Anders in the house. How the devil are you doing? Good to see you. Clayty. I don't know anybody called Clayty. Clay, yes. Clay Mandev. Yes. How about alpaca racing? Now, you know, you might be onto something there, because Cinti did alpacas, didn't they? Do you remember? I don't know if it was for Pride Month, but they did do alpacas. So possibly, potentially, you know, nothing's off the table at this point. So I'm open to ideas. If anybody has ideas about even things like capybara, you know, who knows what can be raced? Because the good thing is, with the racing on animals, or even just the animals racing themselves, I have Mulber's animal controller, and I have Horse Animset Pro, which pretty much allows you to mount any animals to ride them. So yeah, we shall see how that goes. Have you even looked at the alpaca pack? I have not looked at the alpaca pack. I did get the alpaca pack when they offered the alpaca pack, but I have not opened up the alpaca pack yet. Have you looked into the alpaca pack? Do it, I dare you. Oh no, because that tells me there's something in there that I probably shouldn't be showing on stream. Is there? Are you setting me up for a fall, baddie? I love your face, but if you're setting me up for a fall, you can show it on stream. Okay. I've got to try and think where I got it from now. Was it on their store? I think it was. Hang on. Cintystore.com. And then sign in. And then go to my downloads. And then search my products. Alpaca. Here we go. Polygon modular alpaca. We have a Unity package here. So let's go ahead and grab that. Import Unity package. Import. I don't like having assets in separate places, but sometimes it's a necessary evil. Where did it go? Here we go. Polygon modular alpaca. So we're looking at the prefabs, I'm guessing. Okay, we have one prefab. Or are we looking at the scene? What is it specifically we're looking at here, buddy? It's a very tiny alpaca. Nope, that didn't work, did it? Why is it so skinny? What? Thank you, Lee Gamers. Look at it, other side. What? April Fools, not really an alpaca. That's not funny. That's not funny. When I literally got hyped there that we might be able to have an alpaca race, we could be racing alpacas around this track. All we get is an April Fool's joke. So did you also load it in, or did you find out some other means? I only saw it months after they released it. Yeah, because, you know, you get these things and you think, yeah, okay, maybe at some point, some remote bizarre game I'm going to do might use these. And, you know, it's free, so why not? So you get it, and then... yeah. Scenes. Is there a demo scene? Is it worth me even looking at this? Tell me why you were a lot more furious. Did you actually have something in mind, a use case where an alpaca would have fitted right in, and then you imported it and you're like, hang on a minute, this looks a bit skinny. Just rotate it around and check the normals, and then before you knew it, you did have a use case. That is a shame. Do they even have an alpaca in another pack that you can buy? Is this just like a teaser, or do they have no intentions of ever having an alpaca? Is it worth me checking the demo scene? Is that just going to be more shenanigans? Not worth checking it. Okay. Well, we'll just delete it then. But thank you for bringing that to my attention, because had I thought to myself, especially with 2 game jams on the horizon, I thought, oh, alpaca, maybe I can use that for something. Oh, Cinti Studios. You're so not funny. What a disappointment. So there really is no such thing as a free alpaca lunch. So yeah, there it is. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. So what have we done today with this game? We have finished the oil spill. We have added some barrels for effect. We've created 10 of them and dotted them around the track. We have made it random, but weighted in favour of them being enabled, where they can be enabled or disabled. So even though we have 10 oil slicks, they won't all be enabled at the same time. And we added a screeching sound, a skidding sound when we go through. We also have changed the skid marks, so when you drive through the oil, it looks like you're just tracking the oil out the other side, and you have a tiny skidding sound. So we'll just test that. Of course, the first one we got to would have been here, but it disabled it because they're randomly enabled and disabled. So with a bit of luck, when we go around a couple of these bends, we should be able to see another one. Is the one here? No, that one was disabled too. Excellent. Well, we'll just keep driving then, shall we? Until we finally get to an oil slick. Possibly. Potentially. Maybe. Where is it? Where's the slick? Hello? Oh, we just passed it and we didn't drive through it, so great job, me. Where's the next one? Let's maybe not fly around at a rate of knots, and then we can make sure we go through it. Any more for any more? No? Yes? Oh, I see some blue barrels. Slow down. Okay, so for 2 seconds, you get a skidding sound. You get the skid marks come on and then go off, but we left them turned on for now because we're doing some testing. And then the brake lights come on briefly and go off, which is when you get the skidding sound. Awesome possum. Need more turbo. Well, I think we're going to work on the tying the speed in to the sound effects. That's going to be probably the next stream where thank you. Where we're going to get the more audio going. But for now, the audio for today is the skidding sound. But we now need to decide what's happening with the disabling the skid marks. I think we can probably re-enable the disabling of skid marks. Now we've got the sound working. And then it actually disables the controls for 2 seconds so that you can't actually control anything when you go through the oil. Alright, I do hear dogs needing my attention. Dukasoft just went live. What? Oh my goodness! Drone footage with music, no mic or cam. Enjoy the view. I need to let dogs out, but I also need to show browser. Twitch.tv/Dukasoft. Loading drone software. Say hello to Dukasoft while he's streaming. See, we even have a tease command because Dukasoft often said he was going to stream but didn't. Now he has. So I'm going to leave you watching Dukasoft through my stream or opening a separate tab while I just go and let the dogs out. So I'll be right back. So my question now is this just more teasing from Dukasoft? Just going to leave a screen up that says loading drone software? Because, you know, I've done a little bit of dronage in my time, droning, and the software does not take that long to load. So, I don't know. We shall see. Anyway, while we wait for Dukasoft to go live with his drone footage.
Wanted, Bitly the Kid. $100,000 reward for his capture.
Why? Why would you do that? Huh? Why would you do that, Dukasoft? US National Weather Service has issued a aerial flood advisory.
Well, looky here, what do we have?
Tell me this. How do you get a flood advisory when it's not even raining? And it, as it says at the top of the window, 78.9 degrees. Patchy, light drizzle doesn't really need a flood advisory. What is going on? Yeah. Okay. Why is this drone software taking so long? Did I write it? It's StreamVODs. No golden kappa. No, I have this. 1-1 Lion raided into Dukasoft. Should we do the same? Should we get Dukasoft some extra viewers? I was about to raid out anyway, so it seems like a good idea. Okay, so as soon as this finishes, this redemption, we'll head on over to the stream ending scene, and then we will resume streaming on our next stream day, which will be Wednesday. Let me get the raid command ready. And then as soon as this tells
Oh no,
Dukasoft,
Bitly the Kid escaped. No reward for you this time.
no reward.
Alright. You can boo all you like, Dukasoft, but we're coming. We're heading on over. Big thanks as always to my lovely mods. We're going to kick off the raid command for Dukasoft. And as you'll see, in the bottom corner window type stuff, there is Dukasoft's stream. And we're about to raid on over. I will be back on Wednesday, same time, same place. Wednesday, 10 AM Central Time. As it says there, see you on Wednesday. Thank you, everybody. There's the copy pasta stuff Balint has got there. Dukasoft probably already knows what we were working on since he was here for the stream and still is here. But we're going to head on over to the Duka, that is soft, and I will see you all. I guess we have no... Oh, there we are. We have the fireworks anyway. Alrighty, so we're going to head on over to Dukasoft now and see what drone shenanigans are going on there. Thanks everybody today for hanging around or making it more worthwhile for me, because, you know, if I'm just streaming to nobody, it's very much less fun. And we're going to go over to Dukasoft, so I'll see you at his place. Don't forget to bring a